Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Knitting Posse. This is episode number 33, surprisingly. I'm Laura.
I'm Kim.
I'm Kate.
I'm Lorianne.
So I think that you guys, if you've been watching us, you know we've been teasing this idea of a fall knit-along using any pattern from one of our favorite designers and a friend that we've met, Beth Macdonald Stone, and Kate is going to tell us a little bit more about the details so that you can start getting ready for it.
This is so unlike us to get ready so early for something. But our knit along will run, the cast on will be September 1st, and we'll probably do some kind of a live or something on that day for the cast on. And it will run through the end of October, so October 31st. And as Laura said, you can knit any Beth Macdonald Stone pattern. Kim has knit the Gulfstream Pullover. Kim, Lorian, and I have all knit that one. And that is that pattern. I believe it's DK weight. Yeah, it's great. It's
one of her more fitted sweaters.
Yes,
she has like a boxy look, but and then
she also knit, that's the hanging leaves, and you can do that as either a pullover or a cardigan, I believe.
I love the way this one came out.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. Lorian has knit the wait, what's it called? Begins with H. Right?
Hamilton. Okay, I didn't know which one you were going to mention first. The
I'm like, sounds like
Broadway show.
Yeah, this is one of her newer patterns. There it is.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going to knit for the KAL.
But my sleeves are straight, so I've made some modifications and I lengthened the body.
And Lorian has also knit the Trunk Island Tank. The
Trunk Island tank.
Yes. And there it is. I'm going to be knitting that one also, probably before the knit along, but
yeah, fold in the middle, just my folding.
But she has some beautiful patterns. She is releasing a new pattern called the Creeping Fig on Friday. There's a teaser on Instagram. It was posted today, which will be yesterday when you are finally seeing this. Mm-hmm. We are going to have a hashtag on Instagram. It will be hashtag KP for Knitting Posse, BMS for Beth Macdonald Stone. So you can follow that on Instagram. You can post. We will be choosing prizes from the hashtag there. We will also post an FO thread on Ravelry, and we'll be choosing a prize or two from that as well. The prizes are to be determined at this point, but they're going to be fabulous. So you're all going to want to get in on this. Let's see, Dinah at the Knitting Place, one of our favorite yarn stores, our local yarn store, is going to be making up some kits for a few of Beth's patterns to make it quick and easy for you. You can just go online or give her a call and order the kits from her. And we are going to go live with her on Thursday, July 22nd. We're going to do a live at 5, so 5 p.m. Eastern time. And we will introduce some of the kits and some of the patterns to you. So that will be fun.
And that's live through the Knitting Place site, correct?
Through the Knitting Place, yes. And we'll post it on our Instagram, and I'm sure that Dinah will post it on her Instagram as well. And so it's an Instagram live on Thursday, the 22nd at 5 p.m. Jody from Flower Hill Fleeces, she is going to offer a 20% discount code that will run from July 20th through July 30th for our viewers. And the code will be all uppercase letters, Posse, P-O-S-S-E-K-A-L, knit along. Lorian used Jody's yarn, the Egyptian fingering, to make her Trunk Island tank, and I will be using her yarn as well to make myself a Trunk Island tank. So if you're interested in that pattern, you can go take a look at her site and take advantage of that very generous discount code.
Just a point is I held that yarn double, and
Yes.
you'll be holding it double for that pattern. So
Because
it's not,
this is a lace weight, I believe, right? I think it's a,
it's fingering. I think
fingering.
it's called Egyptian fingering.
yes.
And but I and the pattern is written for a heavier weight than a single strand of that. So I needed 2 skeins for my tank.
And I think I said there will be prizes randomly selected from the hashtag KPBMS on Instagram and also from the FO thread on Ravelry. And am I missing anything?
I just thought it'd be good to mention, even though we might have, because we've been talking about doing this for some time, we started planning this in maybe May
Yeah.
or so. And really the genesis of it was that all of us saw one of Beth's new patterns coming out and we all said, I want to knit that. 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 When the 4 of us actually want to knit the same exact thing, that doesn't happen that often.
Nope.
And then we said, wait a minute, let's hold a knit along. And then we said, let's wait until the fall. And some of us waited to knit their Beth patterns and some of us didn't. And so this has been brewing among the 4 of us.
Yeah.
And then pulling in, you know, some of our Beth and our Dinah from our favorite yarn store, and Jody, who's been super supportive and collaborative with us. So Jody's a shepherd, right? She has her own sheep and she dyes yarn. So check out her website and then make use of the discount. You don't have to use that to participate in the Cal. You could just buy her gorgeous yarn as well.
Yep. Yeah. And like we said, the cast on date is not until September 1st. So go on to Ravelry, check out Beth's patterns. Again, you can choose any pattern you want. And we're just giving you a chance, giving you the heads up so you can get your yarn and get yourself organized, much unlike us most of the time.
Have we all decided what we're knitting?
I sent Beth an email last week. You're not making this easy, Beth. There's too many to choose from.
Yeah.
So
She's really talented, and I think she's a relatively new designer. And if you look at all her patterns, they're so different. I really think there's something for everyone within her patterns. I'm really amazed at her production of so many different types of sweaters. It's awesome.
They're not all sweaters, right?
No, there are a couple of shawls. I know there's a new one coming out. I'm not sure she has any other shawls, but I know there is one coming out.
Right.
So,
Great.
yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so there will be all this information captured in the show notes below, and we'll be posting more and more about it as we get closer. So, Kim, what are you wearing?
a finished object. Yeah, I know. It's my sideways tee by Church Mouse. Just so nice bruise. I love it. I love it. I love it. It was knit with, Manos del Uruguay in the Milo and a really soft pink color. It was an interesting knit. It was knit, the provisional cast on was right down the middle, and then you knit it this way, then picked up the pieces and knit it that way, the front, and then did the same on the back. So I was, I was telling the Posse girls, I knit the whole thing. And when I was binding off, I realized I used the wrong needle size. I used a needle, I think it was smaller than I was supposed to. I don't know how that happened, but I had to block the heck out of this thing just to get the extra length. Otherwise it would have been like a midriff, but it did, it blocked out great. There was extra give in it. So I can't, would have been bigger on the proper needle size. So it worked out fine. And it's my style. It's just, I like boxing. I don't like fitted. It's a no-brainer, classic, but a little plain, but classic, we'll call it.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Thanks. So happy
Love
with
it.
this one. Yay.
Yeah.
Kate, not wearing anything.
Shirt by Lucky.
No.
Laura?
What are you wearing?
Lorianne?
Oh, So I'm wearing one of my new finished objects. This is the long summer. It's so long, I'm not able to show the whole thing. It goes and goes and goes. Long summer cardigan by Joji Locatelli. I knit it in Playful Day yarns. Main color is Viola, and the other ones I used a mini skein set. I love the sweater. I love how it came out. Joji's contrast colors are all the same. I just, when I saw her working this up, because it took her kind of a while for Joji, she showed it a lot in progress. I just really saw it in different colors, and I thought it was neat the way the colors in the body line up to the stripes in the arms. I love Tarleton's yarn and color sense, and so really it's her creation putting these striped colors together, because it was a set, except for the bottom one I actually added. The thing about this pattern, I will say, is the yarn that Joji designed it in grows in length by 20% when you block it, which is a lot. And that makes the pattern really tricky if you're not using yarn that does the same. Typically, she has a very interesting construction from here, like how she does this. You actually cast on at the shoulder and work your way down on both sides. I had to do a lot of math and make a lot of adjustments because my gauge was not the same. I wasn't getting that much, more length and blocking. And so also I had to adjust the sleeves. So my sleeves are probably, the whole thing is baggy, but my sleeves are maybe a little baggier than Joji's. I think the pattern itself is not a difficult pattern, but I think making these modifications, and I think that's also why the pattern just hasn't been knit. There aren't as many projects in this for a Joji pattern as you might typically expect. It's also super long on Joji. I mean, I don't think mine comes down to like the back of my knees, but I did have to lengthen it. And because mine doesn't stretch as much and I still wanted it longer, I needed more yarn than I realized. Even though I didn't knit it to the length that she did. I actually think I did probably as many pattern repeats of the stripes. I'm very, very happy with it. And I'm going to talk more later about a dyer who has developed kits specific, like a fade for these stripes, because she was writing to me as I was knitting mine. And so I'll talk about that more later because she's a new friend, dyer. So I think that's all for the sweater. I probably have to take it off because it's too hot for the sweater today. Yeah. Yep.
It came out great.
Thank you. Yeah, it's my kind of cardigan, no buttons. It's not fussy. It's really, to me, an all season cardigan because it's open. But still it's too hot right now.
Okay. I am wearing my Over the Top tee by Heidi Kermeyer. And I'm sorry, my lighting is so bad in here. I love this. It's a reversible. You can wear it either way, inside out. It's in the Berroco Remix Light, which I love. And I've worn this many times. It's really easy to grab and put on. The yarn is kind of warm and cozy, but light. And I'm really happy with it. And it's definitely one of my most worn pieces lately.
And that's budget. It's a budget-friendly yarn. Isn't it?
It took me 2 skeins, and I forget. I think it's $12 a skein. It might even be $8. I forget. It's inexpensive, and I love it.
Yeah, that when we saw you live in it, and it's really soft. It's
so soft but not hot. It's nice. It's good yarn. I'm knitting something else in it, which you'll see later. So. FOs, Kim.
Yeah, sorry, one fell on the floor. Fell on the floor. I was a busy girl, and I finished a cardigan, my long Piave cardigan. So maybe Joji's cardigan doesn't sell as well because a long cardigan's a big commitment.
Yeah,
you can't just whip it. Well, this one was pretty fast because it's on a large needle. And it's going to be just my hanging at home type of cozy cardigan. It is, like I said, the Piave
A
by
Gramps cardigan is what they
Berroco.
call
Huh?
those. A Gramps, they call those a Gramps
Yeah,
cardigan.
it's pretty much that.
Yeah.
And I did this in a size medium, and the yarn was really fun.
It's pretty.
It's Berroco also Aero, and the color was Cirrus. So it was nice to get this. Like I said before, it's knit in pieces. I'm not a fan of knitting in pieces. Both these sweaters were, so it was really good to get them off the needles. Now I can just cast on whatever I want. I do still have, well, I'll talk about that whips, but so glad to get those two done. And then I have two hats. One of the weekends weeks we went to Nantucket, and I went to one of my favorite yarn shops there, Flock, and she's got beautiful yarns in there. And she had a kit put together, and it was called the Cashmere Mohair Watch Cap. And she used hedgehog fibers and the cashmere, and it was actually 3 held together. Super luxurious.
Cozy.
So yes, very cozy.
Right?
Yeah. And isn't that cute?
Yeah.
Didn't add the mohair until after the ribbing, so it gave you that color difference.
Mhm.
And when I'm telling you, this thing is a piece of heaven.
Does she have kits for it, you mean? She had
does have kits for it, but I don't think she has a huge online store. So if you happen to find yourself there, worth the trip.
Nice.
So, hey, you're gonna love it there.
Yeah.
The other hat I knit up is for a friend, and you've seen it before, I'm sure, the 21 Slouch hat.
I like
And
that.
that's really fun. That's by Blue Sky Fibers, and this one's addicting. The color work is so fun. A little hard to not get the jogless stripes because it's only sometimes just one row. That only really works if you do 3 or more rows, but put that in the back of the hat, and it's slouchy. It's a really fun knit. It comes, all the mini skeins are together. Oh my gosh, there's like 1,000 of them in there. And like I said, you finished one color and you're like, oh, I can't wait to get to the next color. Before you know it, I was done with the hat. The worst part is weaving in all of those ends. So I did try to do it as I was knitting it, but you still have to go back and just finish things up a little bit. So it's nice and neat. I'm going to give this to a friend who is, it's supposed to be a chemo cap, but I'm going to make her a cap for after she's done with her chemo and her hair is back, because this is a little too woolly for a chemo cap. And she loves these types of colors. So I'm like, you wear it when you're done and your hair is back, and you want, and that should be when it's colder out here. So and then I was thinking maybe I'll give her the cashmere one for now, but we'll see if she hasn't been really wearing hats because it's so hot out. So
Cashmere mohair.
So it was a productive couple weeks for me, and it felt good to get those off the needles. And
it probably should be noted that you haven't been working as much, which is probably why you've had a couple of productive weeks.
It's honest to God, I've been sitting and knitting, and it's been great. So, and I like I said last time, I don't mind knitting outside in the heat. This thing was like, it's light, but there's mohair. It doesn't bother me at all. Get the fan going, a glass of water, I'm good to go. So
Does this 21 stripe slouch?
21 color slouch.
Does it tell you what order to do, or
Yes.
do you to just pick?
It tells you what order to do. And I liked what the colors look like in their sequence, so I just stuck with that. So that's a fun hat. I would definitely, that's my second one I've made. I made it a while ago for someone else. So pretty soon I'll make one for myself. So busy times.
Checking stuff off that list.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kate, what have you finished?
Not much. So I actually finished, and I don't have them anymore because I gifted them. These are the soft cotton washcloths by Pearl Soho. And I made them with the Pearl Soho original cotton. And then I gifted them with a bar of lavender soap to a friend of mine. she had given me for my birthday a chocolate of the month club because I love chocolate. And so every month, 4 bars of dark chocolate show up at my house. And she is very knit worthy. So for her birthday, I gifted her a Knit by Kate accessory of the month club. So every other month, I'm going to be giving her some kind of knitted thing. But that was for this month, the 2 washcloths and the little soap.
Such a great
Very
idea.
sweet.
Yeah. She's very knit worthy, as I said. So it's worth it. But that is all that I have finished.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Something tells me Lorianne's got a
Yeah.
pile.
All right, strap in, folks.
All right.
Okay. Well, both of these sweaters were on the needles last podcast. So now they're off. I've also finished my second ranunculus sweater. If you've seen one, you've seen them a million times. This one is knit. We've all knit them. This one for me was long sleeves. It's knit in Chelsea yarn. The color is called in her duet, which is, yes, mohair and her slub base. I will probably use up whatever mohair I have and never buy mohair.
Heard that before.
Yeah, I think we've heard
Same
that.
thing with slub. It's just not my thing, but I will probably make a hat also. So out of this, which was the original intention. This was a color that I first saw in her 2019 advent, and I loved it. It was my favorite color. And then the next holiday, I was on my wish list, and I just thought, oh, the duet is cute. She sells 1 skein of each together, and I'll just make the beret hat that she designed. I think I actually have enough left for it. So it had to knit it helical. My 2 skeins were really different. Super pleased how it came out. That's one. Next, I don't think I have that tag anymore, or it's floating around. I decided I did quite a bit of holiday home knits last year. I was knitting them during the holidays, and I really did not enjoy that. I just wanted to have them, put them up, and decorate. So one of the things I saw last year that I said I'm going to knit for next year, and I'm going to start because there's a holiday in the summer. It doesn't have to be Christmas, but sort of Christmas in July. 2 of them that I know of that are going on right now. Our friend Lisa from Stop, Drop, and Knit is hosting one. And then Dana Ray Makes, I think is her Instagram, and she's been hosting something as well. So that started in June. I fell in love with this stocking. I put a picture of it up, and I'm sure the scale of it does not really do it justice in my photo. So it is a full-size stocking. And isn't it? I think it is adorable. I knit it in Lion Brand, Wool Ease, Thick and Quick. This is the fisherman color. You knit it on, I think, 15s. And I love it. It is so substantial. My grumpy husband said, I'll never use it. Then he saw it and he was like, oh, I think I would use that. I bought this yarn at the end of like the holiday season last year. So I only had enough. It took 3 skeins of that. And so I didn't really buy enough of it for another one, but I am going to try to knit it also in Eco Cozy. Eco Cozy, which is another big box store. And I have this color red. So it's a super bulky yarn. You hold 2 strands together. It makes a really nice hefty fabric. So I'm trying this. It looks kind of orange. Anyway, it's a whip, but I'm showing you that now just to get it out of the way. Next. I don't know what is in me, but I really got bit by the summer sock cow monster. And my youngest, the youngest of all of our kids, passed her permit test a week ago. So I'm the passenger now, and I need to keep my hands busy or I'm like stressing. She's actually done really well. She's been driving all pandemic, not on the streets, in parking lots around our town. But I basically have 3 finished socks. So this one is, I knit this also because it matches sort of the holiday theme. The yarn is by Lazy Sunday Yarns, and the colorway is called Treat Yo Elf. It's your sock, just a sock weight, a 75-25. These are sort of full length, my typical 48 stitches on a 1.5 size needle. Toe up, magic loop, 2 at a time. I have no business knitting socks. If you've watched our sock special, you know I have an entire wheel of at least a dozen tubes cranked, and I should not be knitting more socks, but so the sock cows, we just finished sock week. That is something that's hosted by Knitting Natty, who's Natalie, and she's adorable. She's actually moved to New York City, which just makes me happy because everyone like has moved to the suburbs
Away.
in these times. So she's originally, or she came from Dallas, but she's from somewhere in the South. Anyway, she hosts Sock Week during Shark Week. And you have to just finish one adult, I think it's fingering weight sock in the week. Well, I finished 4. So I had this was my last of my Felicia sock here. So this color is called Beyond the Wall. I had been knitting shorties for my daughter. This one, I just honestly knit the full skein until I ran out and I made them match the stripes. Those are for me, or maybe a gift actually, but not for her because she wants shorties. Oh, and also the other big summer sock cal is Summer Sock Camp, which is hosted by the Crazy Sock Lady. And that one goes much more than a week. It's like an all summer thing. I saw this pattern. This is called it's really blown out. Color Palette Socks. I have a pair. And that is by Laura Moretz. I used this set from Mandy's Makings. You're going to hear more about her from me this podcast. It was a 10-gram mini set in her Summer Breeze colorway. It was 6 10-gram minis. Honestly, this is what I have left. It was so perfect for these socks. I can't even begin to tell you. And I had to knit these. I followed the pattern. So I have dropped down to a 1. The pattern actually called for a 1.5, 64 stitches, which would be way too much for me if I knit 48 usually on a 1.5. So I went down to a 1. I did have to place my colors in slightly different places because of where her main color, I wouldn't have had enough, but everything really just worked out peachy. The toe is a little different than my usual toe. These are cuffed down. And I just think they're pretty. Like, I don't usually care so much. I wear hand knit socks because they're warm because my feet are cold always. And these I just think are so pretty. So these were my 3rd and 4th entries into Sock Week, and an entry into, there are so many sock cows. The Far City Knit Girls are doing an accessories, socks and some other accessories cal. So they're in that. So we'll see. If I don't win anything, I don't know. These are some pretty big cows, but those were all fun. And I think that is it. 2 sweaters, 3 socks, and a stocking, and a partridge in a chair.
You sure that's it?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
That's it.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have one finished object. It is the Smooth Sailing Tee. I saw this pattern and I loved it immediately. It sort of hit some of my buttons, it's a very unusual construction. You knit these triangle pieces first that form the shoulders, and then you pick up and cast on, and the yarn is Fiber Company Luma. The designer is Dora Creadora. How awesome is that name? Dora Creadora. Sounds so great. My only disappointment with this, and it's interesting, the pattern, the sample, if you look on Ravelry, the yarn, this is called Blanco, the main color, and it looked much whiter and brighter on her Ravelry page, and it's really a very natural color, and it's a little bit of a heavy yarn for summer. It's a DK. It is it's so soft. It's 50% wool, 25 cotton, 15 linen, and 10 silk. So it was fun to knit. It's just a cute, fun, stripey. I'm into stripes lately, you'll see. And I love it, but I haven't worn it yet, I have to say. I think I'll have to wear something underneath it because it is a little cropped, like a t-shirt or a tank or something. But
It's been too warm here.
I know, and it's a DK weight, and it is 50% wool. I mean, it's
Yeah.
you know, it's a substantial sweater. It's not nearly as sort of light and comfy as this one is. And then the problem is once it gets cooler, then
Oh, see, I would wear that for Thanksgiving.
I might gift it to you, Kate. It's really, I love it. It's very pretty. It was really fun to knit. We'll see how much use I get out of it. So, whips. Kim.
Okay. I have my Parker by Julie Hoover is still a whip. It'll get done. It will get done.
You're
I'll
close.
have it done. I am so close. I'll have it done by the fall. I'm not even going to show you it because it looks the same as it always has. I started the Esther, and I've been eyeing this sweater. It's by Camilla Vad. Here's a picture of it. This goes into my acquisitions as well. I did start it today. So I did a big girl swatch, and I did not make gauge. I was too many inches. I had more stitches than I needed. But I just decided, and with the help of Laura, who did the math, that I could do a large and get away with, because I like the way the fabric came out, and I didn't want to use a larger needle because I don't know, I like it tighter than it's already kind of a little see-through. I didn't want it to be even more so with a larger needle. So I think I'll be perfectly fine with the large. And if not, I'm gonna cry.
Frog it. It's not
I know.
It's not
You're gonna
sad.
be fine. You're gonna be fine.
It'll be
And-
fine.
And if the fabric is a little see-through on the swatch, it's completely different on the body.
Right. Because
It won't be, because there's no.
I don't know, my stomach's pretty damn white. It's gonna.
Yeah, but there's no light shining through it. I know it's.
Oh, it's pretty bright.
I think you're gonna be fine.
Fine.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I just love it. And it was funny. I was watching the who are the girls from Canada? Cozy Up
Oh, yeah.
Knits.
Yes, I saw
Are
it.
they making it?
The other day.
They
She
mentioned
said,
it.
"Oh, it was one of their cows that they had," and I was like, "Oh my God, it's right there! I just
Yeah.
cast it one day." So, should I get into my acquisitions because that's the colors I'm knitting and stuff, or just wait on that?
Yeah, just wait, because I'm gonna talk about my acquisition, and we can talk about
Okay.
our visit.
Okay,
then,
good.
too.
So I'm excited to get this done. Not done, to get this going. It's color. I love color work. I love work. I
Yeah,
love
it's so
and
fun.
the yarn
It's
that
really
I'll talk
pretty.
about that I purchased is unbelievable. So to come.
Okay. Kate.
So I also have a whip that I'm not going to show you because it's the exact same as it was the last podcast, the Felix Cardigan by Amy Christophers. I'm knitting it in the Cloudborne superwash wool in a worsted. It was a closeout from Webb's, and it's in a similar color to the one that I knit my cardigan for myself. So I casted it on because I wanted something quick and easy to go along with the other whip that I have. But I've put it down and haven't worked on it because I'm loving my whip that I'm going to show you now, which is the Raglan by Isabel Kramer. And I'm knitting it, if you remember, in the Mayak baby lace in black. And I love it. It's so good. So again, it's a really interesting construction. You knit like the back and shoulders, and then you knit the arms, and then you do the lace. So there were like a million stitches to pick up.
You've made a lot of progress.
I started picking up, and I had all of them picked up, and I started knitting, and I was doing it with the tail. So I was like,
no.
okay, yeah, good. Well, I posted that on Instagram, and somebody said, at least your tail wasn't that long. I was like, true.
Black stitches are so easy to pick up. Too.
Yeah. So the lace pattern, again, like I can knit and watch TV at the same time. It's not a difficult lace pattern. But I love it, love it, love it.
It's
So
going
I
to be
think
so gorgeous.
I'm going to get a lot of wear out of it. And it's one of those kind of things that you can wear it like right side up, or you can flip it and wear it upside down. And it's just, I love it, love it, love it, love it. So that
And
is
that
what I've
yarn.
been focusing all my time on. And again, it's lace, but it's held double. So it takes a while. Like a row, I mean, a row is pretty long. It takes a while. It keeps going and going and going. So I have that. And then I have one more whip that I casted on, but again, I might frog this one. So this is called the Chess Hat, and it's by Rihanna Cruz. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's brioche. I am using the yarn that I bought that was dyed by Kevin by Needles at the Ready in the colorway Reef, which is so good.
So pretty.
And I started knitting it up with some leftover Lion brand cashmere. I love this yarn. It's been discontinued. I am so sad. So Lion brand, if you're watching, bring this back. It's so good.
I'm sure they're watching.
I'm sure they are. Sure. So here it is. I just think for me and for Rich, who this is for, it might be just too much. So I haven't worked on this either. I put it aside. I think I might try and do it with like a navy instead of the orange.
Make it a little more subtle.
Yeah. Yeah. And try that. But again, like I'm so focused on my Raglan that it doesn't even bother me that this is sitting here in a bag. So that's it. Those are my whips. And it's just all Raglan all the time right now. And I love it. And did I say it's by Isabel Kramer, the pattern? Okay. Yeah. So
Orion, how many whips do you have?
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 4. Yeah. 5. One is unique. Okay, I showed this the last time, and I've gotten quite a bit further. This is my northeasterly blanket by Skinanigans, and the white yarn is Cloudborn, and these minis are by Sweet Nesting. And I decided I'm knitting it. I'm knitting fingering held double. This is 4/9 of the blanket, so it'll basically be like double this, and then I'll do an I-cord border. We're going on a road trip, and I just felt like this would be a really good road trip project. So I've put it aside so for that intentionally. I kind of like, I have a plan for all my color placement and stuff. So I'm really, and I could do that pattern in my sleep. So I put that aside.
Strips, Lorian?
You do, but you attach them as you
go.
It's knitted on. Yeah.
It
so
is.
And it's very well written. Like there's advice for how to weave your ends in as you go. Yeah, cool stuff like that. Okay, I mean, this is a cast on. I don't think I showed this yarn wound up. So this was going into,
almost done.
This was going into a different sweater. This is Destination Yarns Shot Girl Summer in, I can't remember the fingering base, and I don't think I have the tag in my project bag. It is going to be an outline tee by Jessie Mae Martinson. I did recently cast it on like this morning. And it's a summer V-neck, and you drop a stitch and it makes just it just, when I wasn't going to use it in my next project, my next whip, I decided I'm glad I ordered 2 skeins of it because I knew I was a little iffy about it. Next is my sea glass tee, which doesn't look like it has a lot of work done on it. It basically has just barely, it has all the short rows on the back. But it took me a really long time to find my colors. And you knit a swatch This is my swatch. It's going to be hard to see fully because I didn't need to block it or anything. It's for gauge, but it's really also for color.
Yeah.
And I made some choices like pulling out the yarn, those yarns. They were just too red for my taste. I pulled out anything pink and red. So I'm mostly knitting this in this, which is Teeny Button Studio. And it was a mystery skein for me. I'm not even sure if it has a color name. I'm sure I have it somewhere. This, which is a skinny dip, it's Hedgehog Fibres. Oh, this one has sparkle in it. This is, I think I have all my tags in here. This is a skein of Knit Picks palette. It's a very light pale blue. And this is just the most amazing electric pink orchid color. And I love this. I ordered this from Amanda Knits, who I had heard about from Ray and Kevin at Needles at the Ready. And I'd been watching her. I mean, I love her. I love her logo. And not only did she send me the yarn, but she sent me some stitch markers, bulb stitch markers, light bulb stitch markers, then a whole bunch of the little circular ones, which I'm actually going to really need for this project because the next row I have to start marking repeats. And then a couple of stickers, happy crafting. I don't know what I'll do with them because I guess you could put them on my Hydro Flask. And then Mental Health Matters, which I love. And a pin that says, shh, I'm counting. So I am also working in all kinds of, this is my other main color. It's a deep purple it's Madeline Tosh, and it's actually Pashmina, which may be, it's a sport weight, but it should be fine. It's called Flash Dance, this color. And then I'm working in a whole bunch of other just small bits of purples, which are going to be impossible for me to like fully hold up so that you can see, but you'll see them in the sweater, basically. And then one dark green and one electric green, which is highlighter by Hedgehog Fibres. So it was just enough work for me to come up with the colors that I think I just needed a breather before I actually started knitting, or like got into the knitting. Oh yeah, here's all my tags. I just want to talk about the Amanda Knits, which I think I've never seen a dyer give you so much information on the inside of the tag. So it talks about washing, blocking, crocking. I don't even know what that is. It says crocking is when the dye particles loosen as the yarn rubs along your fingers. Fear not, your yarn was processed correctly. I mean, and then it has the Kitchener stitch, or her favorite Kitchener stitch. Embrace the glorious mess that you are. I just thought, I've never seen somebody give you so much like in the inside of your ball band. And it has to increase the cost because you're printing on both sides. So I thought that was really cool. I don't think I have a heck of a lot more to say about this. No, I do. It's a basic, if you haven't seen it, it's by Wool and Pine Designs. And there was also tea from Amanda Knits. It's been sitting here waiting for us to record. So now I can move that along. It's basically a 1x1 knit, and you change both colors every round. And you can be very deliberate, or you can be very freeform about it. And they recommend adding your new colors using a magic knot, which I know how to do. It just it took so much out of me just to get the colors that I wanted that I needed to sort of hit pause. And I realized I'm going to do it because I really want the finished project. It is a short sleeve, and as much as I think I'll wear it more as a long sleeve, I will wear it short sleeve. I don't know if I'm gonna love knitting it because of all the knotting. Like, it just slows you down. In hindsight, I would have really loved to probably knit this, or like if I could make a magic knot ball, I would have. Anyway, I'm talking about it before I've gotten into it. So, so that is going to be one of my next sweaters. It's also why I cast on the outline tee, because that's just going to fly. And I really shouldn't, because it's going to take time away from the sea glass. Okay. So then, as I mentioned, I'm constantly in the car, and my daughter's like a pretty good driver so far for a week on the road. But I needed something else to sort of just have to grab and go with me, where I don't need like a pattern or anything like that. And our friend Carla, who is This Nurse Knits, ordered some Mandy's Makings yarns. I've showed her yarns before because I knit a socks in her pattern, and I bought a few things from her. She does something that's really interesting called share a pair. And she basically dyes 2 different colors of yarn. This one is colorway called Military Family, and it happens to be both on sparkle base. I think the white and soft red are going to stripe themselves. They're sort of self-striping, and I think there'll probably be like a 1 row of stripe, and then the blue will be its own. And you basically order from share a pair, and you get 250 grams of each color, and you get another set, you know, in a ball band to give to a friend. I think I might be Carla's favorite or only sock knitting friend. I need to hit pause on sock knitting. Anyway, for me, because I knit 2 at a time, I actually split those in half. So I'm excited to knit these. I have cast on, and I actually am breaking with my usual formula, and I decided to stick with the size 1, 64 stitches, and start cuff down, which is different for me. I'm probably going to follow the same heel flap and gusset for the heel rather than an afterthought, but I'm going to stripe these colors together. So I haven't decided what I'm doing with the heel and the toe, but they're both starting with the blue. So it will be managing 4 balls, but I think it will be fine because they're tiny. And so that's my card knitting. I'm actually using this. It might be a little surprising. I love skulls. And my friend Patty brought me this one year for the holidays. And it's a needle. It's a circular needle keeper, so you don't lose where you are. So there's that. 3, 4. Oh, okay. And my last whip is not knitting at all. It is crochet. So I finally embarked on the crochet rabbit hole. My stepmother, I guess, is a really good crocheter. I mean, she just looks at something on Pinterest and suddenly she's created it. She doesn't use a pattern. And if you've been following us for a while, you know that I knit a scrappy blanket last year. And that was like a very deliberate, intentional project that still needs about 500 ends woven. This is also scrappy. I really want to work through all of my scraps, and it is, I have a ball of yarn attached here. I am in the middle of a row. Shame. Anyway, it's not going to fit. It's not the size of a bed. I cast on 240 plus 2. It is the Attic 24 Granny Stripes. And I know enough now. So I sat down with my stepmother, and I just, here, I'll fold it in half. And I just said, will you teach me to crochet? And like, you know, if you're a crafter, you love it when somebody else is interested in your craft. That's the half of it. And I wound up, I wound up any minis that I had that I was going to put into it. I have a box to draw from of more solid colors, and I have a box to draw from of more variegated and lighter colors. And I'm just alternating and knitting on this as I am in the mood. So this is a long-term project. You won't see it every time, because who knows how much progress I'll make. Maybe it'll go on a road trip, maybe not. But I am really enjoying it. And I'm not finding it hard to tension the yarn. I'm using a size F hook because I thought it looks okay, and I like the color of it, my F, which is a 3.75. It's like a magenta. There, you can see it against my forehead. So I'm just having fun with that. I can totally see why, you know, people crochet. My daughter's already asking for crocheted sweaters, and I don't know how to increase and decrease and deal with sizing, but those are my whips.
I'm exhausted. Lorianne, I literally don't know how you do anything else.
Yeah.
like that.
Well, I do have a job. I don't know.
I don't know how.
Fun.
I don't know how you have a job and you've got all that going on, but
It does help to constantly be the passenger, right, in the car.
yeah.
Yeah, because I can't do that. That's why I drive. I wish, I'm so jealous of people who could just sit in the car and knit.
I can't knit in the
God,
car,
I turn green.
even if I'm
Yeah.
not driving.
Yeah. Oh God, it makes me nauseous thinking about it.
I
Well,
love
that's why I have to do socks, like something that's just knit, you know, in the round for me is easy. Or if we're on a straight road, I could do something more like the highway. I could do something more complicated. Yeah, and I guess I have the other stocking, but I've sort of put that away. I did the stocking because it's like right now I don't really want to knit in anything but fingering, lightweight yarns. Like I have a shawl for Patty that is her belated March birthday present, and it's DK, and I can't pick it up yet because it's just too heavy. Yeah.
All righty. I have one whip. And it is another Heidi Kermeyer pattern. It's called Ship Shape.
Cute.
And surprise, surprise, it's knit with Berroco Remix Light. And another surprise, it's the same construction as, well, similar construction in that you knit these triangle pieces first and then pick up and knit down. And I love navy and white as my summer wardrobe, and I love this yarn, and I think it's going to be a really fun. I might do like a 3/4 sleeve on it. And it's just super fun. I've gotten through all the like fiddly bits, and now I'm just knitting down to the ribbing, and it's a lot of fun. I'm really, really enjoying it. So
Laura, is it
Laura,
the same weight as the shirt that you're wearing? Sorry, Kim.
I'm sorry, what?
Is it the same weight as the shirt? It is. Okay.
Same exact yarn. Yeah.
I was going to say that shoulder construction, I think, is probably really good for you
Probably.
because
Yeah.
you are more narrow up
Yeah.
top. And we've always talked about how some things don't always fit well on your
well,
shoulders.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it probably gives you some shape, but it
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be good. It's funny. I realized that I've knit 2 Heidi Kermeyers, actually both in the same yarn. 2 of those shoulder construction, 2 different ones in stripes. It's like my 3 sweaters are like all connected. So anyway, yeah, I love this. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah. One of my rules that I'm trying to follow, I usually do, is would I buy that if I saw it in a store? And this is 100%, I would grab that. I love navy and white stripes, so.
Okay.
All right, let's wrap up with acquisitions. I'm just going to start by saying, I'll let Kim go first. Kim had this lovely idea last week. We actually thought all 4 of us could go, but it turned out Lorianne had to work. Although, again, I don't really believe that Lorianne has a job. I think she knits all day. So we, all of us found ourselves free last Tuesday, which is unusual, especially for me. I've been very busy lately. And we went to pick up every stitch in Mount Kisco, and Felicia was there. I told my husband this, and it floored him that we opened the door, we walked in, and she looked up and she goes, oh my God, the knitting posse's here. I hadn't met Felicia yet. I think everyone else had. She could not have been more lovely. The store was amazing. One of the things that I came away with is, and I think Dinah's very, very much like this, like having samples of what's really current and hot right now makes people come in, get excited. We all tried on a bunch of different stuff, you know, her samples, and it was just an amazing experience. And, you know, I'm going to say that that's our second local yarn shop because she just couldn't have been nicer. And they're in a pretty small space, but they're moving literally next door into a space that's twice as big, which will be awesome because she has great taste in yarn, a big, huge variety. it was just a great day, and I really needed it. I'd been kind of busy, and it was just really nice to have a day to sort of get away. We went out for a really nice lunch because, of course, food might be a little more important than the yarn, maybe. I don't know, pretty close. But anyway, so I just kind of wanted to give the intro there because it was so much fun. She was so delightful. And Kim, show us what you got.
So yeah, I agree with you, Laura. The store is beautiful. Felicia's got a great eye for yarns and patterns, and I forget who her partner's name is that works with
Ellen. What?
Who?
Kathy.
Oh, Kathy. I thought it was Ellen. No, Ellen knit the sweater that I'm. Yeah, okay.
Okay, Kathy. Same thing. Knits up a lot of those samples. So I went there looking for yarn for this Esther sweater, and I love the colorway that the designer uses, so I wanted to stay pretty true to that. Oh, people, I'm telling you. I don't know if you can see this. It is gorgeous. Let's see. All right, I'll start. The base color is from Camilla Fiber Company. It's in Nashville, Tennessee, and it is alpaca silk cashmere. Mm-hmm. And then gray, that'll be the color. This yarn is so soft and so nice to knit with. Felicia was telling me that they found her at Stitches West, way in the back corner and in a little nook, and no one was really over there, and they ran over there, and they're like, how are you not like the main focus of this whole shop? So she actually dyed some colors just for them. This is one of their colors, and this is the circle colorway. I can't wait. I wish you guys could feel this. Well, Kate and Laura did, but Laura love it. So, and then I needed 2 other colors for the color work, and we picked out some really pretty Julie Asselin in like a soft pink. Clearly it's my color this summer. And this color is hardly in the yoke at all, but it will be a nice little pop. And also the Julie Asselin in this color too, which I'm always drawn to. It's called Bleu. Bleu. So B-L-E.
I'm sure that's how you pronounce it.
Well, that's weird because B-L-E-U is French for blue, but that's
right.
Not blue.
So that is my purchase from Pick Up Every Stitch. It was funny, I had to go back to the store. I don't think I told you guys this.
Oh, no. You went without us? No, darn it.
I know. My husband said last week, he's like, oh, I'm going to have to pick something up at Mount Kisco. I'm like, oh, I'll go get it for you. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I happen to have to go there anyway. So Felicia was there, and I met, what'd you say, Kathy?
Kathy. Yeah.
Kathy was there. She was lovely also.
Yeah.
But I was this close to buying more yarn for the champagne cardigan.
Oh,
in the green that they did it in there.
Gorgeous.
Holy crapola, that sweater fit me like a glove. I wanted to run out of her store with all her samples on, because I know Laura. So before Laura starts telling her purchases, we're in the car and we're pulling in the parking lot, and Laura's like, I am not buying anything. Like, I knew I was going to spend money. Kate knew she was going to buy something, but Laura's like, I am not. You'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Okay.
Winner, chicken dinner.
First of all, Kate has to show us her acquisitions, then Lorianne, and then I'll show you.
I know, but I just
What
want
is the weight and the yardage, Kim, of that yarn?
Camilla is
that one.
A sport, and would you ask 246 yards for this?
Got it.
It's so gorgeous.
It's so good.
So beautiful. Really, she did have a beautiful. She did have a beautiful pink, but this one was just a little muddier, and I thought that would look better.
Look at it next to your sweater. It's the same.
I know.
You gravitate to the same thing. Yeah.
It's like my summer skin, my stomach, not my stomach. It's brighter than my stomach. Yeah. So. Kate, I'm gonna run and get something. I'll be right back, but start.
So I did not cave to the temptation of getting yarn because of my Raglan, and actually Pick Up Every Stitch does does carry the full line of Mayak yarns. So
I think they actually, like when they closed this the studio in New York City, I think they made Pick Up Every Stitch the main local supplier.
they have been.
Oh, okay.
They had it before. They've had it for a while. So
I'm
anyway,
sorry, Kate, before you go on, I want to tell you something that Felicia told me on my second trip. She said she's got a great online store also. For her customers that come in, you can kind of do a layaway with her. Like she had some, what's the cashmere that I love, that
Clinton Hill.
Hill cashmere, and she was showing me a cardigan that was made there, and I was like, oh my God,
yeah.
I would have to bring my home equity line checkbook with me. So she said, no, for customers that she has, she says, I put it aside in the back, and then you come in and buy 2 or 3, whatever you're comfortable with. I just think that's such a great business.
Yeah.
And it's smart. And
Yeah.
So
If you live anywhere within a day trip of her store in Mount Kisco, I think we would all highly recommend a visit.
Yeah, in New York.
So I had my Raglan with me and my Mayak, so I could just pet it in my bag and to resist the temptations. But I noticed they had a couple of these on the desk. It is the thread and maple cell phone and notions holder, and as you can see, it's magnetic in there. And I've been using it all week and I love it. Like, I just prop my little phone up. I don't have stitch markers in my sofa cushions. They're all right here. They stay right here. And I'm using them.
You could put an iPad in there too.
You can, yeah. So it's really cute. So that was my purchase, and I really liked it. And then my other purchase, I did hold it up earlier, but was from Jody at Flower Hill Fleeces. This is her Egyptian fingering. It is 50% baby alpaca, 25% silk, 25% linen, and in the colorway maple syrup. And this is what I'm going to use to make my Trunk Island tank when my Raglan is done. So you will notice it is still not caked up because it needs to sit here until my Raglan is done.
Good girl.
It makes me too anxious to have too many whips happening at the same time, and I just need to focus. So that is what I'm doing. That's it.
Okay, I have a few, but some of that is just because we haven't recorded in a little bit.
It was a month.
I've been shopping. So the first, which I showed on, we have hopped on, I don't think we've podcast since we did that. We've hopped on Instagram Live a couple of times recently. We don't do this on a schedule. We don't announce it. Just get on. I'm finding, like, if I'm by myself on Sunday, like, or the weekend, whatever, just home knitting, I'm like, let me see who's on. And so that's been fun. So I think I showed this on one of these. So I did Lion Brand yarns. This is their Santa bag. This was $20, $5 for shipping. And it was a mystery. You didn't know what you were getting until it showed up. I don't mind that. And I'm actually pretty pleased with what came. So they end up sending 3 skeins of 3 different yarns. This is their Merino yak alpaca. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it is 70% wool, 15% yak, 15% alpaca. I think it's a worsted weight. So, and it's in this sort of dusty blue color. That was one. I also received this, which they call I thought they call it just merino. Well, it's superwash merino. It is a bright blue, and it's a sport weight, 306 yards, 100% superwash merino is what they call it. So I got this bright blue color. I think this would make something cute for like a little kid. And then the third set is, they're all acrylic basic stitch in this like camel color. So that was kind of fun, not knowing. I like a mystery. So there's that. I have no plans for that because I didn't know what was coming. Also, this is from Teal Torch Knits. Can you see that? My light is really bright. Okay. These were some sock minis. She's out of Portland, Oregon, and she did kind of like wild colors and more subdued. So I got 2 of each set. They were 5 minis, $5 each. I thought that was a good deal. And I wanted to just shake it up a little bit in my scrap. These are going to, now that I've shown them here, they will get balled up and go into my boxes for random selection. So that was fun. I mentioned our friend Carla, who lives in our town and is also a knitter. She goes by This Nurse Knits. Not only did she order the military family colors, she ordered Sleigh Ride, which is a really soft mint green and a speckled like red and white. You could certainly knit these in socks. These are not sparkle. I think these will work in some mitts, some color work mitts. I think they will work up nicely. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to see if other people sort of knit them up and see the contrast. But so I'm not going to rush to knit these, but I'm good
Like
to have
colors.
Yeah, me too. Then Farmer's Daughter Fibres had a really nice sale. And I've been thinking about knitting. I really haven't knit many shawls at all this year for me because I don't need them. I have about 60. Not kidding. But they had a sale and I have just fallen in love with that pressed flower shawl by Amy Christopher's Savory Knitting. It is knit in it is originally knit in their Juicy DK. And if you notice, I'm on a purple kick. Many shades of purple here. 2 purple sweaters I'm knitting. So the colors are this kind of honey color is called Nappy. And this purple is Coal Miner's Daughter, which is a little brighter on screen. And I haven't decided which would be the main color and which would be the background color. I'm not knitting this now. It's Juicy DK is the base. It was such a good sale that I made another purchase during
like
the
that
sale.
color.
And I got 4 skeins of this. Oh, that looks really bright. It's not quite that bright, or it's not quite that dark, rather. It looks more wine. It's more purple, a little more purple than wine. This is her Pishkin DK, which is all 100% Montana and Wyoming Rambouillet. This is going to become hanging leaves. Kim showed hers in a gold color at the beginning. It's a Beth Macdonald stone pattern. So I have 4 skeins of this. Last, I was wearing, when we started, my Cohi Locatelli long summer cardigan. And as I was knitting it, I got a note from Whitney of Moonglow Yarn Company.
Pretty.
And Whitney has been working, this literally arrived in the mail as I walked in the house like an hour before we started recording. It's gorgeous. It is. So this is her Cashmere DK. Whitney is out of Wyoming. The color is called Wild Orchid. It is an 80-10-10, 80 superwash, 10 cashmere, 10 nylon. It's a DK weight. It's such a pretty color. Again, I'm in a purpley, orchidy kick. So Whitney started asking me for some, like how the sweater was going, how I was going with yardage, using these mini skeins for my stripes. And this entire sweater was, I wouldn't say a game of yarn chicken, but I really didn't know if it was going to work out. I ended up having plenty of, not plenty, like grams and grams. These were 20 gram minis. I would not use 10 gram minis. And I really don't, if you're knitting different sizes, you might need more than 20 grams. So we were talking about this because Whitney was making up kits for, I think, what will be a knit along with Knitty Natty, Natalie, who I mentioned earlier, who hosts Stock Week. So I wanted to talk about this because this is a fade that Whitney has dyed up. These are 50 gram skeins. You do not need to, Natalie is planning to knit the sweater I showed you in this, using these colors as her faded, and she's gonna fade those contrast stripes. You don't need to do that. This is like 3.5 full skeins of yarn, but Whitney and I were talking, and that looks a lot more purple. It's much more pink, at least on my screen, it's coming out purple. But she's Moon Glow Yarn Co. And this is called the Love in Stitches Fade Kit. It is open for sale Tuesday, July 26th. So next week. So watch, either follow her on Instagram if you're interested. It is an 80/20 merino nylon fade. And since I was talking to her about everything, she offered and gifted me this, which was very sweet. This skein of yarn, and like I said, just arrived. And this is going to be so pretty. You could use it on so many things. 350 yards, or grams rather, is going to give you, what's your yardage? 1,400 yards. It's plenty for a lot of different sweater patterns. And if you want to fade or stripe, there's a way you could probably stripe some of the more contrasting colors together. And you could also buy, she has another main color that Natalie's going to be using in her Hokie long summer cardigan. So I just wanted to mention it because I thought it was very generous of Whitney to send me a skein. And I think it's just a really pretty set. So, and Whitney was new to me dyer, as I was just learning about her yarns. So that was pretty cool. It's just a nice community. I was glad to tell her more about it. Hopefully Natalie has a really easy time getting her stitch count and numbers and measurements because of the adjustments you have to make with the sweater. But if not, Natalie, glad to help. So that is all the acquisitions for me. Done.
Okay.
Laura.
So as I've already been made fun of for, I did go in the car and say, I don't need anything. I have so much stuff. And a couple months ago, the Letho cardigan, Letho, it's designed by Natasha Hornby, was really popular. I know Dinah did a knit along for that. And I loved it. It looked really interesting, but it was, the sleeves were really big. The sleeve circumference here was very big, and it was a dolman sleeve, and I was really unsure. And when we walked in to pick up every stitch, there was this gorgeous version of it. And I didn't even realize that Natasha said after she designed Letho, a lot of people expressed interest in a more fitted sleeve. And she called it a men's version, but it's really a unisex version, but it's a much more fitted, it's called the Letho Wee. And there was their Pick Up Every Stitch, they have been doing a Letho, either a Letho Wee knit along, and they had quite a few samples, but right in the front was a sample in Mayak medium. And it was in this gorgeous, it's called burgundy, with accents of pink. And I did my swatch in this natural color. So the main color is this, and then the color work in the welts and in the back are these two colors. Or actually theirs was a mustard, but I decided to do just the natural. And I put that on, and like Kim, if I could have run out of there with that on and not even had to knit this thing, I would have been a happy girl. Not just the design, but the feel. This yarn is glorious. It's 100% baby yak. So it just felt so comfortable. It was a great fit. I loved the colors, and all of my willpower went out the window. And, talk about investment. It was definitely an investment, but it was like a wear several times a week kind of sweater. I'm excited. So I'm going to finish my ship shape stripes, and I really feel like I need to finish my paint pail pullover, and then I will start this. And hopefully it will have cooled down a little bit, because it's a really cool construction. I think, I haven't read through the pattern completely, but I think you cast on the end of the sleeve in the round and you knit up, and then you do this crazy sort of I don't even know, I'm totally blanking, kind of weird thing. So you knit half at a time, and then you do a 3 needle bind off in the back where the color work is. And it just looks like fun to knit, but it is knit sideways. So row count and stitch count sort of are going to affect differently. So I'm going to be really careful because the sample just, it just fit me perfectly. And I really want to get as close to that as I can. So I'll probably be going back to visit it, but I'm excited about it. It really, it's a beautiful, beautiful sweater that has a very cool, fun, different construction, and we'll see how it goes. But
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was, yeah.
she had, I mean, and we've said it, but she had so many fantastic samples knitted, quite a few petite knits. The grandpa cardigan, is that what that one's called? Or no, champagne cardigan. She had that beautiful vertical stripes that she did in a sandness garn, a mohair, and the Lina, L-I-N-E, Lina, it's a linen. It was beautiful. Just so many great samples, and I really think it's a huge selling bonus to be able to try something on and be like, oh yeah, wow, I want this. So yeah, yeah. Well, as I told her, I follow her on Instagram, obviously, and I had seen this on the Instagram in this color. And, you know, I've done some deep dives. What I didn't realize is that the newer version was more exactly what I was looking for. But I remember seeing this and thinking, oh my God, it was such a great color. And a lot of them were like in a light gray or oatmeal, or, you know, a lighter color is the main color. And when I saw it, I was like, wow, like, I love that in this color. I don't even know that I knew that it was Mayak, which is just a stunning, stunning yarn. So.
Yeah.
Natasha Hornby has really pretty design aesthetic too.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
She does.
Knit 2 of her shawls.
Yeah. Yeah. She really is. She's talented. So, I mean, the pattern for this sweater is 16 pages. With
they're not beginner.
No, and with tutorials and photo tutorials and all kinds of links and whatever. But we shall see. I pray that it comes out as even close to the sample, because it was just, I thought it was stunning. So anywho, I think that's it. I think we've probably kept you all long enough. Thanks for watching, and
maybe comment below if what you might be interested, if you want to join us on the Beth Macdonald knit.
Yeah, that's a great idea. What pattern you're thinking about, because we all need to start planning for that. I know I'm going to knit the Hamilton, and I have yarn for it that I already purchased. So we're excited for that, and hope you are too.
And if you're looking for yarn, don't forget Thursday, the 22nd, live at 5. And we'll post it on our Instagram too, but with the Knitting Place. Yeah. And I believe her website is thenittingplaceny.com.
Right.
So so watch for that, because that will be really exciting to see what kind of kits she puts together. And
she does such a good job with that. I love watching.
So we're really excited for that. And I know Dinah and Beth know each other, so I know Beth suggested some yarns that Dinah carries so that she could kit them up and put them together for people. So
I can't wait to see them.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
If you missed the live, mine, still buy a kit though through Dinah.
The what?
Or you can make your own.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. If she's very, if you don't see something that you like, or yarn that you know, if you want to use a different yarn that she carries, she's more than willing to help you.
Yeah,
and just together and figure it out.
Or dive into your stash.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to knit, whichever pattern, whichever yarn, no matter where you got it from, you can participate. So I guess that's it for now, and hopefully we'll see you in a couple of weeks, and get ready for the Beth Macdonald Stone knit along.
Yeah.
Bye everyone.
Bye.